What? What is this? A memo. To advance, you must find the golden box. What? There's a page missing. Perhaps that was the most important part. But perhaps the most important part is they left me the sword key. There it is, the golden box. Jill, is that you, Jill? Chris, what are you on? I'd better examine this. Oh, of course I knew that wasn't the real golden box. Damn it, it's locked. Okay, here we go. The sword key will allow me to get the armor key. Damn it, there's a heat trap in here. And it locked the door behind me. I'll have to put it back. I suppose I could probably just leave the door open, but no, I must do this right. And after solving some stupid puzzle, I can now open the clock and take the fake armor key. The fake armor key will allow me to take the real armor key. You know, I swear the master of unlocking Jill was going through here just a moment ago. You would think she could have left some of these unlocked for me, but whatever. The armor key allows me to get... You know what? I have a feeling this key isn't useful anymore. I might as well throw it away. Anyway, that allows me to get the scent crest. The scent crest allows me to get the ruby necktie. The ruby necktie allows me to get another blasted key. The helmet key will allow me to open the chest, which has inside a lot of good things and probably really powerful weapons. But I don't care because I'm only interested in this. And finally, the little golden key will allow me to open the damn golden box. What is this? A movie. Another damn Resident Evil movie. There used to be only 3 stupid Resident Evil movies, but Paul Anderson just had to make another. And we don't know where the point is.
I got a shotgun.
He's not in this because he's in jail. Neither is she. She's off dyeing her hair blonde. He probably is. Didn't he die, and isn't that supposed to be someone else? And he might throw his sunglasses. Resident Phelous.
Wow, I've really got to find an easier way to store my stupid DVDs. So yes, we're back with some more of Paul W.S. Anderson's love letter to his wife, also known as the Resident Evil films. So yes, let's review this thing. Hey guys, just got back from Resident Evil Afterlife, and it was pretty much what I expected. What's that, camera? You didn't like that stupid joke? Okay, fine. The film starts us off with a much-needed flashback of some girl in Japan deciding to flip her zombie switch and bite some guy. Oh wait, did I say much-needed? I meant terribly obvious and another excuse to do damn slow motion, which of course this movie has to do every other scene because it is in 3D, don't you know? I thought of showing you guys the 3D version in this review, but then I figured, the slow motion would be annoying enough.
My name is Alice. I worked for the Umbrella Corporation in a secret laboratory developing experimental viral weaponry. There was an incident, a virus escaped. Everybody died. Trouble was, they didn't stay dead.
This sounds kind of familiar.
My name is Alice. I worked for the Umbrella Corporation, the largest and most powerful commercial entity in the world. But there was an incident. The virus escaped, and everybody died. Trouble was, they didn't stay dead.
It's the same sum up from the second movie, just shorter. Well, I guess by this point they think no one really remembers the other films.
But actually, Afterlife acts like you should both remember things and forget things from the other films. You'll see.
First thing we shouldn't remember is Wesker was just pretty much a corporate little wiener whose big final scene in the last film was having a shareholders meeting. We'll meet the new Wesker, and he now talks like this.
And you waited 30 minutes to tell me. This is Chairman Wesker.
And he's also now one of those guys who shoots his subordinates to teach them a lesson.
Well, they certainly won't be disobeying him again after that. Though I do think things like this might affect Umbrella's stock price there, Mr. Chairman Wesker.
Umbrella soldiers do the stupid, hey, let's hope she's really stupid enough to be taking the obvious route thing when, of course, Alice attacks them from behind with slow motion. Gravity-defying slow motion, no less. Wave 2 shows up, but Alice uses Psy-Beam, leveling the whole damn area. So why didn't her stupid attack just go like this? Oops, we would have missed on some important. Alice is the best thing in the universe and slow motion if we had done it that way. How silly of me. After that, Alice...
Yay! I'm so happy! If I was actually silly enough to forget how the third movie ended.
with a bunch of Alice clones!
Hey, boys. Is that any way to treat a lady?
Okay, she was just a clone. That's our perspective. It shouldn't be hers. She should probably be upset that Alice clone number 17 just fucking died, not, oh, it's time for my one-liner.
And wow, just look at the one on the left's goofy-ass grin about it. I don't value clone life, even though I'm a clone too. Whatever, after we get some Matrix lookalike shots, and it won't be the last time. And since all the clones have super Alice powers, they just jump down an elevator shaft. So you remember how they are training the clones in Extinction for no reason, having them wake up naked in the shower with random rooms from the hive? And apparently most got shot and died. Well, doesn't it look even stupider now that we know apparently all these clones were a success? Had Umbrella just done the unthinkable and not immediately thrown them in a death trap, they could have had a superpower clone army. Well, Wesker doesn't like the idea of what that getting out would do to Umbrella's stock, so he employs the amazing technique of standing still and shooting, which, because he's Wesker, takes out a clone while everyone else, of course, dies.
Because you can keep a tight grip when you're dead, unless you get kicked over.
Luckily, explosions right in front of his face just give Wesker a few cuts, and he presses the reset button on the whole stupid clone ending from Extinction.
I find it pretty hilarious that Paul Anderson just sweeps the whole clone plot away within the first 15 minutes. It's like he realized, oh crap, I left the third movie promising a bunch of Alice clones. I don't want to do that anymore. I'll just have them die right away.
Actually, Wesker's just full of reset buttons in this film.
All those powers of yours? Well, you can kiss all those goodbye. How nice to finally meet the real you.
Why does he know that's the real one? 'Cause only the real Alice would have her hair different?
I'm what you used to be, only better.
Unfortunately, though, Wesker's powers didn't include remembering a helicopter needs a pilot, and we get one of the silliest slow motions in the whole movie.
Just hanging out with the family, having ourselves a party. Just hanging out with the family, having ourselves a party.
Yeah, I know, it was for the stupid 3D effect, and without that it seems even more silly now, doesn't it?
And now that Alice isn't all super powered up, she's just regular ol' I can walk away from a head-on helicopter collision with a mountain and barely have a scratch, Alice.
The last handful of survivors took a chopper to safety. They were headed for a town in Alaska called Arcadia.
Wait. What happened to the whole "the Earth is becoming full of deserts and starting to die" thing?
T-virus had consumed the United States. Within months, the world. The virus didn't just wipe out human life. Lakes and rivers dried up, forests became deserts, and whole continents were reduced to nothing more than barren wastelands. Slowly but surely, the Earth began to wither and die.
You showed the damn Earth turning brown and said the virus was airborne across the planet and magically drying up lakes. As far as I recall, Alaska is part of the Earth.
And yes, the desert shit in 3 was a terrible idea, not suited for a Resident Evil film at all, but are we really supposed to take it that Alaska wasn't affected in the slightest? Can we have a reason?
Nah, we just gotta assume that Wesker went by and stabbed Alaska with his magic reset potion, which, unless you failed science, you know isn't stupid at all.
177 days without signs of life.
Oh, Alice does vlogs now. I'd love to know who she thinks are gonna watch those. Maybe the internet still exists and she's uploading it directly to YouTube so it's not silly at all. Personally, I don't really care about her videos until she does her vlog on Crystal Pepsi.
Closing in on the coordinates for Arcadia, but no signs of it on any map.
Alice, why would a place set up after the zombie apocalypse be on your map?
Alice sees a lot of people have parked their planes here, which really stuns her after she's landed her plane and gotten out. No one is around this particular field, though, which obviously means no one is in the whole of Alaska anymore. This also means that Alice has to do something really spectacular. A beach vlog. Claire runs by and tells Alice she seriously needs to turn her exposure down, but Alice doesn't take constructive criticism well because she just likes to hide behind her fans. So she knocks Claire out and finds the real reason she gave her anything less than a positive comment was because she's got one of those mind-orby spiderish things like Jill had on her in Resident Evil 5. She has this on her because Paul Anderson's seen someone playing Resident Evil 5 before writing this movie.
But I had to get this thing off of you. What is this? Do you even know who I am?
Oh, good. They're doing the amnesia thing, which she'll keep remembering as the movie goes along. Glad we haven't already seen that in one of these films, or that seemed kind of repetitive, and I hope it has no real payoff in the end, too.
You know what? This scene reminds me that I really need to annoy some of you guys with another I have to go check on one of my comrades, too.
Are you alright, Enrico?
Yeah.
Enrico!
Yeah?
Enrico, what happened?
Resident Evil Afterlife is a traitor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, luckily, Alice's camera didn't fall into the ocean while she's beating up Claire, so she continued the all-important vlogging. Come on, Alice, do a different video once in a while. Okay, fine, go back to the vlog. Oh, and a satellite is tracking Alice. Is this important? Not at all. Jeez, the zombies are a bunch of arsons in Hollywood.
No signs of life, not even the undead.
Alice, do you really think most survivors are just sitting around outside? Well, lucky for her, one actually is because he's on top of the roof of the only building not on fire, apparently. Also, there's all the invisible undead. And crazy old Alice crashes the plane on the roof and would almost had to have walked away from another plane crash with Claire's dead body, but they're saved by Super Luther's slow motion.
Luther West.
Alice, it's Claire.
Luther West. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Well, Claire still hasn't remembered her manners. Yeah, thanks for saving us, ass.
My name's
No.
Crystal.
Enough with the introduction.
Yeah, exactly. The rest of you are just here zombie bait. We don't need your names.
Are you from Arcadia?
What do you know about Arcadia?
Well, Alice, they probably found out the same way you did.
Arcadia, I've been there. It's in Alaska. It's a town.
It's not a town.
So how did anyone think a boat going around getting survivors was a town in Alaska? It's kind of a big fuck up there.
That's Arcadia.
I know.
People were coming to help us.
What happened?
I don't know.
Ah, good. Memory coming back in the usual manner. After it even be remotely useful.
Welcome to your new home, Cell Block B. Crystal's our cook. The menu's not extensive, but she's a master of what she does.
The master of sandwiches.
That plane of yours, do you think it could still fly?
It can fly, but it only seats 2.
So you could take us to Arcadia one at a time?
Look, I think she was lucky to land here once.
Maybe, but it still makes sense to try and send at least a couple people over to the boat to see if you can get help, right? No, of course not.
When the shit hit the fan, we took refuge in the prison. By the time we got here, the guards and the inmates were already long gone.
Well, it was awfully nice that absolutely none of the zombies or survivors stuck around this prison for you guys. Anyway, Luther takes her to meet...
Name's Chris. I'm not a prisoner. I shouldn't be in here.
Of course, they casted Wentworth Miller as Chris Redfield, and so this wouldn't seem like anything else he's done. They make him a good guy stuck in prison.
I was working with a military unit. We're using this place as a staging post. We were pulling out and a gang of the prisoners jumped me. I woke up. I was in here. You don't believe me?
To the others,
You need to get me out of here.
we're all trapped here one way or the other.
I can help you. I know a way out of this place.
Is it tattooed all over your body?
You get me out of here, I'll do the same for you. You're gonna need me!
Seriously, what's even the point of adding Chris Redfield at this point? He can't at all be the same character from the games, so he's just someone with his name. And within the films, he's just the brother of one of the side characters.
He's not telling us shit till we let him out. And I'm not letting him out.
'Cause we want to be stuck in prison, apparently. Seriously, why would these people not go with what seems to be the only plan? Oh, I know, so they'd still be in the prison for when Alice gets there, so she can be the only one with enough sense to go, hey, let's get the way out from the only guy who knows it.
The man is a killer.
Really?
You can see it in his eyes.
What do you see when you look into my eyes?
Oh, the Umbrella logo. That's weird. But here comes the biggest surprise of the movie. Alice goes to have a shower and gets interrupted before getting naked. That's right. No naked Alice in this film. That's different. Good thing for me since the naked Alice counter busted last time.
I have this.
Take it easy, honey. Move it.
Las Plagas? What are you doing, Anderson? Those aren't even developed from the T-virus. They're a parasite, and only fans of the games will know what those are without explanation, and will know that it makes no sense for them to be here. Well, non-fans will just be fucking confused. Good job. So yeah, only reason for them being here is Anderson saw Resident Evil 5. Also, they can burrow through stone and concrete in this movie because they can. And now that they aren't safe anymore, they have to do the crazy thing and let Chris Schofield out so he can lead them to a prison break.
Claire?
What?
Claire, it's me. It's Chris.
I don't know you.
Claire, I'm your brother, remember?
Okay, there's pretty much all the payoff of Chris being in this film, and since we're playing the amnesia game with Claire, she doesn't even remember him. The pointlessness knows no bounds. Isn't that right, Enrico? Yeah.
Behind those doors is a UPV. We're gonna need some more firepower.
In our station here, we used a room in the basement as an armory.
Ah, good. The executioner has randomly shown up to add urgency to the situation again. Who is this? A stage boss from Resident Evil 5. And why would the executioner be here? Do I really need to tell you guys again?
What is this?
What is this?
They had pumps to keep the water out of the foundations. When the electricity failed, some of the lower levels started filling up.
How far down is the armory?
All the way.
Chris and Alice are joined by the Master of Lunch because she thinks it's about time she became that herself because the moment they resurface...
Let's go.
And also, isn't it lucky that despite all the lower levels being flooded and the armory apparently being at the bottom, it's not flooded, so all the weapons didn't get ruined. Nice! You don't give a shit that the Master of Lunch just died.
Oh, don't tell me that thing fits inside of there.
Can you put this back together?
Maybe a very good takeaway.
What do we do now?
I know.
Oh yeah, Kim Coates' character here is the asshole character, and that's why he shot him. Seriously, there's no other reason. He wants to take the plane, sure, but what shooting a guy who would have been occupied with trying to install an engine in a tank has to do with that? I don't know.
Yes! Yes!
Anyway, the lost zombie whatever they are is attack, and they have to blow the elevator and take the expressway down, since luckily the water is provided a way for them to do that and not die. And Alice doesn't go with them because she needs to do more slow motion bullshit and show off how normal and not super freaking human Mary Sue she is. Yup, she can even dual wield shotguns, she's so normal. Anyway, the zombie tunnels are now the perfect way out, so I guess they didn't need to wait and release Chris after all, huh?
Alright, you're next. I can't do it.
Because, you know, I am the last completely undeveloped character left, so I really must be dying now. I'm so glad Alice doesn't have powers anymore.
So actually, quite shockingly, the executioner KOs Alice and it's up to Claire to take him out. What? What is this? Well, I'll tell you one thing it is. A lot of stupid, pointless slow motion. But hey, Claire actually dropped the executioner.
Wow, so a character other than Alice has finally done something. Oh, who am I kidding?
The executioner gets right back up and throws his hammer axe, and Alice even has to make Claire duck. She's so useless without her. Alice then saves the day again with the money shot.
Yup, coins wouldn't jam or ruin the gun or anything. They're actually more powerful ammo than bullets.
Luther gets caught and the rest make it to the boat, whatever. Cue now useless memory restoral.
Arcadia was a lie.
Oh, it's worse than that. It's a trap.
So let's go in! They find that Umbrella has everyone hidden in chambers under the floor so they can, do things to them later. And guess who's in one of these chambers?
Hey, Mark.
It's okay. It's okay.
Blood. Hope this is not Chris's blood.
Since Alice doesn't have her powers anymore, she of course gets a psychic flash from this, but I'm calling bullshit on there being blood in there at all. Nothing broke out after they raised the chambers, and if blood was in there when they entered the room, it would have been pretty damn obvious. But the blood trail leads Alice to the final boss room, because she couldn't have just walked into this room, and the final boss is revealed to be...
Da-da-da-da.
Why am I not surprised?
You weren't too hard to find. Our satellite system is still operational.
So what was the point of tracking her with the satellite? She was making her way to this boat regardless. You didn't do anything. Well, unless you sent the executioner after her, but that wouldn't really help with getting her to the boat. I suppose you did need to see when she'd be getting to the boat so you could go and sit in that chair. I mean, otherwise you'd be sitting there for an awfully long time.
Oh, look, he's still alive, and he's infected or something, oh no, and he's working for Wesker now, cause why the hell not?
The T-virus brought me back, but it's so strong, it fights me for control.
So why didn't you use some of the reset serum you used on Alice earlier? Or are we supposed to forget that existed now?
I thought if I ingested fresh human DNA, I could redress the balance. Your DNA is stronger than the others. I ingest you, I gain control.
So Wesker's plan this whole movie has been to have an Alice sandwich.
I'm not on the menu.
Oh man, slow motion fight time!
Chris and Claire Redfield, you've really become quite an inconvenience for me.
What? In the games they have? Sure. I don't think you even know who they are in the films, Wesker. Claire is someone who had a convoy and Chris was in jail.
I told you I'd be bringing a few friends.
What? You mean this?
I'm gonna
be bringing a few of my friends.
When you told the other Wesker you'd be bringing the clone army, which you already did? Wow, Anderson, you really pulled a George Lucas there to reference your previous film so incorrectly, but oh well. Anderson's about to make that up to us with the best scene in the film. Wow! Wesker, did you just throw your sunglasses at me?
Yeah.
Wesker, you're pitiful.
Whatever.
So again, we get a Resident Evil 5 reference to this fight with Wesker, which at least isn't a ridiculously out of place reference to Resident Evil 5 this time. But of course, we can't have Chris and Claire in the way of Alice being the only capable person in the world, so Wesker throws them in a couple get them out of the way chambers. Kmart thinks about shooting Wesker herself, but figures the gun would just backfire or something, so quickly throws the gun. And by quickly, I mean pointless slow motions it. How does the system have Chris and Claire's pictures on file? If it took pictures of them in the chamber, I think it should look more like Chris and Claire deliver some obviously useless shots to Wesker's chest, cause yeah, don't shoot his head off or anything, that might actually kill him. Naturally, he eats the producer after that and starts to jet away, but just like in the games, they really kill Wesker off this time. Oh, and Luther's still alive. Whatever.
Shoot to kill.
Jill? Is that you, Jill?
Yeah, it's Jill, and I doubt you'd even know that if you weren't familiar with the games, because all she was in the films was the girl who stood around and watched Alice kick ass in the second movie. And of course, this is another Resident Evil 5 reference with Jill under gem control. And also, just like in the game, Wesker felt the silly need to dye Jill's hair blonde. Oh no, they'll have to pull Jill's gem off and she'll have memory loss for a little bit. How exciting. Well, at least I can say Afterlife wasn't a disappointment. It was another dumbass Alice fest with every other character being completely useless, like I expected. Afterlife just does a whole lot of nothing. It adds Chris and a bunch of other useless characters and gives them nothing to do but watch Alice. The plot just drags on strictly because the characters are idiots, and if you take out all the filler and annoying slow motion, this film would probably be about 20 minutes max, so shorter than this damn video. And grrr, this movie's enraged me so much that I'm gonna have to destroy it. Okay, not really. I'm gonna destroy it because it's gonna be fun. Come on, let's go. I got a shotgun. A real shotgun. Rest in pieces, Afterlife. You're an Alice sandwich! Robert, what the hell?
What? I wanted to see if you'd actually turn into Thomas if I really shot you.
That was a stupid storyline in the other video! It was just an airsoft gun!
But we were pretending it was real, right?
That doesn't matter! You can't actually shoot me with a real gun!
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
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 Take me to the hospital.
I don't like this movie, doesn't look too friendly. This monster seems so fake, my nerves are gonna break. Phelous, don't let me down, you need to be around. Grab that running one up and blast that sing a new one. This movie looks shitty. Phelous, so Phelous, bring a multi-comedy of Phelous, so Phelous, and some horror movies of Phelous, so Phelous. I don't care about how you sound, but Phelous, so Phelous. What's your opinion about?
Hey Robert, I don't think the bullets did enough damage to the DVD. Can we load it with coins?